This is my Brinkmann Trailmaster Limited Edition smoker, which I purchased at a big box store. It fairly reasonably priced. It cost me roughly $300. I have made some modifications to it, which I'll go into more detail in another video. But just quickly, here's the firebox. I built an expanded metal container to hold the charcoal, which I used at the beginning, and wood goes in there afterwards. That's one thing I built. There's a damper over here, which allows the airflow to go through the smoker. It'll help, regulate the temperature. I added two separate thermometers, one here and one here, one on the left, one on the right. The one on top came with the stock model. These two are put at meat level, which is what you really want. You really want to know the temperature at the meat level. And here's the smokestack, which also has a damper which allows air to flow in and out. There is a shelf that comes with this that I'll put on in a moment. It goes right in these holes here. There's also a shelf on the bottom. Let me go grab the shelf so I can show you how it fits on. Shelf. It's pretty sturdy. It fits right in these two holes. One over here, one over there. And it's very sturdy. It's great for holding, a plate with the meat, your water bottle or bottle for spraying the meat during the process, which you'll see later. Anything else, your grilling gloves, anything else that you want to hold. But we're looking forward to grilling, and hope you enjoy the results. I usually start with some charcoal at the bottom of the firebox before I just fresh charcoal. And as you can see over here, I'm lighting up pretty much a full container in a chimney starter of some new charcoal and some old charcoal. You can see I have a drip pan in there. I fill it up about halfway while I'm smoking. It's getting ready to fairly soon we're going to be able to put on the ribs. I always have a spray bottle filled with, it's a combination of apple cider vinegar, a little bit of Jack Daniels, anything that you can use to keep the ribs moist during the cooking process is great. And that's what the drip pan does as well. It just adds a little bit of moisture in there to help cook the ribs, hopefully very tenderly. I'm going to be using apple and maple today. All this wood, I actually cut it up myself using a bandsaw. Got the apple from a local orchard that I dried for a number of months. We got it last fall, and it's now late June. Same thing here. This is just a bag I got at one of the big box stores, but it's all that wood is gone. This is just wood that I cut up in here now. This is some pieces of apple. You want to have them fairly small because this firebox is not big. It's not like Aaron Franklin's huge firebox that he can put like a whole log in there. So it's one of the drawbacks, but I don't have the room for anything bigger than I have with this Brinkmann Trailmaster. I just poured in the charcoal over the fresh charcoal and threw a couple pieces of wood in, one piece of apple, one piece of maple. And I'm going to shut this firebox down now so we can try to get up to temperature. What I'm doing is I'm opening up the damper pretty much the whole way just to get some airflow. See, right now we're around 150. Want to get up to, in the 250 range. See how long it takes. Looking for a light blue smoke, which is exactly what we're getting right now. Have our ribs, pork baby back ribs, ready to get on the smoker. So let's do it. Temperature is about 250 on either side, which is great. I have the firebox propped open a little bit with a rock, just to keep the wood burning. Put on the ribs. And I'll put some sausages on much later, because they only take about an hour and a half to finish. These are nice and thick, and they've been rubbed. So the ribs have been on for almost exactly an hour. I'm going to spray them a little bit with the mixture. They're looking good. They're cooking up nicely. Ribs will take about 6 or 7 hours depending on the temperature outside. It's a really hot day here in the White Mountains of New Hampshire, so I think we're going to be closer to 6 than 7. So the mixture once again is apple juice, apple cider vinegar, and a little bit of Jack Daniels. Just something to moisten up the ribs as they're cooking. I've been keeping good temperature, about 250 during the cook so far, which is what we want to keep going forward. Okay, so we're 2 hours in now. Check out how they're looking. Oh yeah, you can definitely tell a big difference between 1 hour and 2 hours. Spray them up again. Obviously the outside temperature, and more importantly the internal temperature of the smoker, will depend upon how long it will take to cook. But the outside temperature today in the White Mountains is about 90, so these are cooking faster than usual, faster than if you were cooking in the middle of winter, which I do on occasion. Okay, we're now exactly 3 hours into the cook. And let's check out those ribs. They look beautiful. Spray them up again. Say another hour and a half and we'll start saucing them. And then wrap them. Looking good. So we're just after 4 hours in. And we're gonna put a little barbecue sauce on each of the ribs. My wife is actually doing it while I'm recording. We let this sit on there for about 20 minutes, and then we're gonna wrap them in foil at that point in time. You can see we have some sausages on there as well. Those will take about an hour and a half to finish. They're looking really good. So there are they, all four of the ribs wrapped up, ready for probably another hour and a half. And the sausages are coming along really nicely. They'll be coming off shortly. Shut it down. And the final product. The result. Look at that smoke ring.